Welcome to the Better Wallet Podcast, a podcast where we talk to everyday people who have changed their lives through managing their money. We talk about their money journeys, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Welcome to the next episode of the Better Wallet Podcast. As you guys know, the Better Wallet Podcast is all about demystifying the topic of money and sharing powerful money stories from people who truly beat the odds. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that has been taking over the headlines within the financial world over the last, about a week or so. I want to say with last Wednesday. And that is that we are now out of a bear market and we're currently in a bull market. So after 9 months of being in a terrible bear market, meaning that the market was decreasing, we are finally in a bull market. And for all financial creators like me, you can't be more excited, right? So you might be asking, what does this mean? How does this, impact me? And how do I go about positioning myself so I can take advantage of this bull market? So number one, let's talk about what this all means. And before we jump into anything, just understand that the market works in cycles. So my background is that I was a financial advisor, right? I was a stockbroker. I have a degree in economics, business economics, and international business. So I know a few things as it relates to how the market works and how to go about positioning yourself while the market is doing what it does, right? So again, the market works in cycles. What does that mean? When you are investing and the market is going up and down, you guys already know, I'm telling you, continue to invest. A lot of people believe when the market is decreasing, or what people will call crashing, they believe that's a time to jump out of the market. People fear it, right? People jump out, but what are the rich people doing, right? You want to make sure that if you want to become rich, you want to be evaluating exactly what the rich people are doing. The rich people are going and they are buying. They're buying more. They're buying companies, they're buying stocks, they're buying ETFs, they're buying mutual funds, right? And if you listen to me over the last few months, right, like you probably have bought into the market, and right now you're looking at your portfolio and you're saying, that guy Marc, he knew something, he was onto something, right? Because now you're taking advantage of that and you're seeing the fruits of your labor, right? The market, again, works in cycles, very similar to a tree going dormant. If a tree were to lose its leaves, you probably aren't thinking, oh, the tree's dead, I'm going to then cut the tree down, right? You're probably not doing that. You're probably saying, okay, well, this is fall, this is winter. And likely what's going to happen is when spring comes around, things are going to bloom. And then when winter comes around, they're going to be in full bloom and everything's going to look great again. And the tree will then be healthier. And the other part about it is that that tree will likely be growing little by little, and it becomes the big trees that you see out there, right? That comes after years of people not actually chopping it down when it was going through its dormant cycle. The market works in the same way. So now let's talk about, what is a bull market? Like, what does that mean? How is that compared to a bear market? A bull market means that the market was up 20% from all-time lows. The last all-time low was October of 2022, which wasn't that too long ago. And at that point, a lot of people are complaining about the recession. People were talking about inflation. You name it, they were talking about it, right? The news was eating that up. They're eating it up. And the reason why is because the news gets paid not based off of your investing returns. The news gets paid based off of how many clicks they can get on certain articles. So you want to be careful on how much weight you put on different articles that the news might be putting out. So that is really important. So again, the market is up 20% from all-time lows, and that was October in 2022. So why do they call it a bull market? Why a bull? Why not a pigeon or a dog or whatever? They call it a bull market simply because bulls charge, right? So bulls charge. I mean, I've heard of that. I've heard of, when bulls charge, their horns go up, right? Like, so that's a way for people to, kind of symbolize what the market is going about doing. The last bull market was during COVID. I'll say that again, because you might not I want you to analyze this, right? The last bull market happened during COVID, right? Sounds like an oxymoron, right? Oxymoron. So normally when you would think about really anything, you would assume that during COVID, there wouldn't be a bull market. You would assume that there's a bear market, right? Because everything was falling in, like a lot of terrible things were happening during a time right? There was worldwide contagion of COVID, but we were seeing record increases within the market, right? So again, you buy when there's blood in the streets, buy when blood is in the streets. And the people who bought during the COVID times, or they continued to buy during the time of COVID in 2020, they benefited from the ongoing increases within the market. Again, bull markets are really good for your portfolio. And the last one happened during COVID, March 23rd, 2020, and it extended all the way to January 3rd, 2021. And then from there, we saw a bull market, and now we're back. We fell into a bear market and then back into a bull market, right? So what happened to the market during that time? During that time, during the last bull market, the market almost doubled. Again, during the last bull market, the market almost doubled. So if you put in $10,000 in the beginning of the last bull market, you just said, hey, I'm going to continue to invest. This Marc guy, he knows what he's talking about, right? That money would have went from 10,000 to 20,000 by the time that bull market was done. You essentially doubled your money because you ignored all the noise and you continued to invest during the last bull market, right? Here's why it's also important. This was the shortest bull run, the shortest bull market since 1932. Put that into perspective. 90 years, it was the shortest bull market. So in other words, the fact that it only lasted 9 months, or whatever the amount of months that would have been, I guess, yeah, technically 9 months, because it only lasted 9 months. Chances are the next bull market will probably be a little bit longer, given that we haven't had that short of a bull run since 1932, 90 years ago. So you want to keep that in mind as you're investing and you are building your portfolio. So you might be asking, okay, well, Marc, I get all that. Why should I care? Why should I care? This is your time to join the market, right? You need to be joining the investing wave if you have not done so already. If you haven't listened to any of my podcast recordings at all during the time where, the blood in the streets, no one wanted to invest. If you did not invest then when I told you to invest, when stocks are lower, I would say get your act together and start investing now, because what's going to happen is stocks are going to become more and more expensive. And then what are you going to do here in a year or so? You're going to say, I should have listened to Marc and I should have invested because things are more expensive now. And because they're more expensive, the chances that you're going to have higher returns on your gains is going to be less, right? So this is the time for you to invest and put your money in the market. Invest for yourself, invest for your kids, invest for your niece and nephew. I don't care. I want you to put money in the market if you can do so. You can start with $1. You can do $10. You do $100. I don't care. Start somewhere and you know where to find me if you need my help, right? So that's why the bull market is really important. The other thing to keep in mind and why you should care is that the market is still at an 8% discount from all-time highs. What do I mean by that? If you look all the way back to January 2021, which remember what I told you, that was the end of the last bull market. If you look back to January 2021, the market decreased from there. But at the all-time highs, it was at 4,760-ish. During that time, the market took a dip. It went all the way down to about 22% all-time lows, and then it's been on an incline ever since. It was 22% lower at that point. Now we aren't completely at that number when it comes to the market. We are still at an 8% discount from all-time highs. What does that mean? You can still get into the market and be at a discount or invest at a discount, versus if you waited until later and we hit that break-even point at 4,760, then you are basically not buying at a discount, right? That's what you want to keep in mind. We have not hit all-time highs. You can still get in at a discount. So you might be asking, Marc, how do I go about taking action? What do I do? How do I get started? I'm brand new to investing. I got something for you. Every month, at the end of the month, I help people get into the market, right? My background was that I help millionaires become multimillionaires as a financial advisor, as a stockbroker. And now it's my job to help dreamers like you and high achievers like you get into the market and invest for yourself, invest for your family, so you can live the life that you truly deserve, right? So because of that, I hold this class where I basically teach you everything you need to know about managing your money and investing the right way through index funds, right? So everything I just mentioned during this episode and even other episodes, I'm talking about index funds, which tend to work better than any other option out there. And they work better over the long term, right? You compare an index fund portfolio over the long term compared to any other portfolio that you can ever think of, even people who are actively trading, day trading, whatever, chances are you are winning in that game if you are investing in an index fund. So I teach you how to go about doing that. And it has been proven to produce a lot of results. We've been doing it for more than a year at this point, and there's been thousands of people who come to the webinar to learn how to invest for themselves and invest for your family. So what I want you to do is look at the show notes. In the show notes, you'll see a link that will allow you to register for the upcoming webinar where I'm going to teach you how to streamline your finances and how to go about investing in the index funds today. So click on that link, sign up, and I'll see you in class, which is going to happen at the end of the month on June 26th and June 27th. And if you join, that's going to be a birthday gift for me, right? So like that's your birthday gift to me if you join, because my birthday is actually coming up on Monday, which I think when this episode comes out is going to be Tuesday, but I'm going to be celebrating all week. So there's no worries with that. Gemini season, right? So I want you guys to join that webinar. Again, it's going to be on June 26th and June 27th. June 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then June 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern, which will help with anyone who's in California, right? If you cannot make the June session, we are going to have another one in the end of July. So you'll learn more about that. You can use that same link in order to sign up for the one in July, but you have to wait until maybe like June 26th or June 29th in order to sign up for it. But I want you guys to get into the market. That's why I hold the free class, because again, I am here for you, the dreamers, the high achievers out there. And I want you guys to invest your money, and I want you to live the life of your dreams. So I'll see you then. So with that, you've learned a lot about what the bull market is, why you should be investing in the bull market, and then why you should care about growing your portfolio during this time, and why it makes sense right now. And then also you learned about free options. So you literally have no excuse not to get into the market. I told you why you should get into the market. I told you how I can help you. And I told you the value proposition on why you want to do it right now. So if you choose to ignore it, that's completely on you. But if you want to take the opportunity to live the life of your dreams, join me in June, here in a couple of weeks, June 26th and 27th, and let's put your money to work. With that, I'm out. Thank you for joining the next episode of the Better Wallet Podcast, and I'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Better Wallet Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you found any value, we'd appreciate a rating and review.